Hello Artude students. We are going to start painting today. Hopefully everybody has been able to pick up their paint kit. In your paint kit you will have a palette. This is a palette and it's got little circles in it. We call those pans. So if you hear me talking about a pan, it would be one of these little circles. Your palette has a lid, and this will be to help keep your paint from drying out. And if you keep your lid on when you're finished, your paint should last a couple of days. You'll also have a couple of brushes, and you have Mediterranean blue, you have a red, you have a bright yellow. Those are our primary colors. You'll be able to mix pretty much everything with those. And we also have a black, and we have a white. So with these 5 colors that are in your paint pack, you will be able to make just about any color you would want. You will also need, whenever you're painting, a cup with some water in it, some paper towels for drying out your brush, and you should always protect your surface with a piece of newspaper. Alright, so the first assignment we're going to do, it talks about mixing colors and creating secondary colors. There I have posted a picture of the sheet that I'm making, that I made. All you'll have to do is just draw this out in your sketchbook. And I just used a milk jug lid and used that lid to trace all my circles on here. So it was pretty easy. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our brush and we're going to just paint in our primary circles. They're already marked for you. There's 3 primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. So we're just going to paint these in. This, is just to get you to remember the primary colors, in case you don't already know. And it's also just to get you started painting and working with craftsmanship. Craftsmanship is neatness, so we want to always be neat. Alright, we're finished with yellow, so we want to wash our brush out in the water. And you want to dry it off. And then the next one's red. We're just going to paint the red. Very simple. We're just painting from the paint bottles that are already there for us. This might need a couple of coats. You want, whenever you paint, you want it nice and smooth. You don't want to see brush strokes in these. You want them nice and smooth. And we want to wash our brush again, dry it off. And then we have blue, so we're just going to paint our blue in here. So this is pretty easy. Just gets you to work with painting in the lines, working with craftsmanship. So these are our 3 primary colors. Alright, so we'll wash out our brush again. Now the next circles are going to be just reminding us pretty much how to make our secondary colors. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and paint these circles in here that we don't need to mix anything for. So we'll paint this one yellow. See, I had a tiny bit of blue in my brush that I didn't wash out very well, and that's going to contaminate your yellow. So make sure you wash out your brush all the way. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the other yellow ones down here while I have my yellow. Save a little bit of time. And that's all the yellow on here. So I'm going to wash that out, dry it off, and then got some blue, so I'm going to go ahead and paint my blues. Hopefully you're painting right along with me. You can pause the video as you need to if it takes you a little longer to do this. That way you can just sort of go along with me. And we've got some blue down here, so we're going to go ahead and paint this one blue. This is just the first of our painting refresher, just to remember how to do all this stuff. You probably haven't painted in a while. right, we're going to wash the blue out of our brush, dry our brush off, and then we're going to go ahead and just do our red so we get all of these finished up, and then we will be ready to mix. Alright, so there's my red, and then I have one more red one. Alright, so I've got my page set up now. Rinse off my brush again. Alright, so we're going to be mixing in our palette. So what I'm going to do here is, the first one we're going to make is green. So green is made with yellow plus blue. So yellow plus blue will equal green. So what we're going to do is, I don't want to contaminate all of my yellow. So what I'm going to do is bring a little bit of yellow over here to another pan, wash my brush out, dry it off, and then I'm going to take a little bit of blue, and then I'm just going to mix these together. Notice that I'm in a new pan, so this is going to be just green. So you can see when I mix that blue and yellow together, I get a nice green, and then I'm going to paint this circle green. While I have that green, I'm going to go ahead and paint the one down here on the bottom. Let me move my things out of the way. Down on the bottom, the secondary color. So you can remember that green is the secondary color, and I'm just going to paint this one in green too, since I already have green mixed, and it's on my brush. So we have a nice green there made with our yellow and blue. So now I'm going to wash my brush out. Dry it off. Next one is orange. So the two colors that make orange are yellow and red. So I'm going to take some of my yellow, wash my brush out so that I don't contaminate the other colors, and take a little bit of red. It might not take as much red as it did the yellow, and then I'm going to mix these up really good and get a nice orange, and then I'm going to paint the orange. And I can go ahead and do the orange on the very bottom, since I've already got orange on my brush. Then the orange is finished. Next, we have one more color to go, and that is violet. Violet is made with our blue and red. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull some red over here to a new pan, wash my brush out, take a little bit of blue, mix these together. And then I will paint my violet. So the red plus blue equals violet, and I'll go ahead and paint my violet down here in the bottom as my secondary color row. So guys, hopefully this is a refresher for you, and it brings back, you know, the memories of mixing colors maybe in an earlier art class. So now we have done our color mixing for our secondary colors. You may have to go over it a couple of coats so that you don't have brush strokes showing and it's nice and even. But when you're finished with this, go ahead and take a photo of it and submit it to the assignment. Okay guys, talk to you later.